Our next speaker is Val Burgess. Some of you may remember Val sharing with us at an earlier Speakers Bureau event. And I'm anxious to hear what she has to share today because she has quite a cause that she has devoted so much time and energy to. The title of this is, Oh, the Lessons They Teach. Oh, the Lessons They Teach. Let's welcome Val.
Hatmeyer hit hard, bailing out of his burning World War II B-17 bomber. His mission that day was on October 14th, 1943, was Schweinfurt, a ball-bearing factory that supported the German war effort. That day, 60 American aircraft went down. What that means is that 600 men were lost in one mission. Many became prisoners, some were killed in action, and a few became evaders and made it back to their bases. Bailing out of his burning aircraft, he fell some 20,000 feet and hit the ground hard. His back was badly injured from colliding with a farmer's wagon, and then his parachute drug him underneath it. Immediately captured, 10 Home Guard forced Jack into a ditch. His hands held behind his back, the guards readied to execute him. Determined, Jack refused to cry or show fear. He wanted to be brave. Just then, a voice hollered from across the roadway. It was a farmer plowing his field with a team of oxen. A young boy stood by. Jack had no idea what was said, but there were 3 home guards that did an about face and directed their ire at that farmer. The rifles were shoved in his back and he was escorted down the road. The young boy was left crying in the field. Taken to a jail in a town nearby, Hatmeyer survived the war in another prison camp, spending 1 year and 196 days in captivity. His entire life, he wondered what happened to that farmer, to that little boy. He hoped they survived. I mean, imagine what a shock it was to an American who had a fellow who would have been his enemy save his life. Jack lived long and productive life. He became a mentor, teacher, friend to many young people who passed through his classroom and the schools he was the principal for, and many stayed in his world for his lifetime. My work started in 1995. My good fortune was to travel to Europe for 17 days with 125 former prisoners and 200 members of their family. By marketing this trip for my uncle, Vernon Berta, I received a free trip. That's really all I wanted. Well, now and for the last 30 years, my hobby, my work has been recording and researching these people. I'm now writing and speaking about these former prisoners, both men and women, who served in the European and Pacific theaters of war. World War II prisoners of war and what they have taught me are the topic of my present book. And this subject will be a theme for several books in the future. This one shares the stories of 12 men. The first American shot down over Europe. 2 men who flew out of North Africa and were shot down over Sicily and Italy. And a sergeant who was forced marched 400 to 600 miles over 82 days in the coldest winter on record in Europe. He ate bark and dried leaves to survive. Many of these people shared amazing stories of adversity, trials, tribulations, resilience, courage, and unconditional forgiveness. I'm grateful for them in my life, and I think once you hear, read, or listen to some of their stories, you will find that to be true for you as well. In October and November of 2023, The UCross Foundation and Artist Colony gave me a writing residency. They paid me a stipend for my time. I lived in rural Wyoming at the foundation with 9 other artists and writers. They fed me the most delicious meals created by a professional chef. I had my own bedroom and a writing studio. This 12-day residency gave me a place, a space with no interruptions, which allowed me to meet my goal of writing 33,000 words. Really, I was 399 words short, but I still feel I'm successful. Presently, I'm editing the manuscript, and the title has not been decided. My writing coach is my mentor and my publisher. My goal is to publish by mid-2024. I hope you understand my passion and love for these people and their stories. They taught me skills not available growing up in my home. I've changed from their mentoring and friendship and hardly recognize really the person I've become, all because of them. Oh, the lessons they can teach. And David, you're a tough one to follow, Madam Toastmaster.